very much. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Great, wonderful. Can I start by saying what a pleasure it is to come in here to see so many activists eager to put their shoulder to the wheel, to create change, and to support Jeremy and all of us as we are taking on one of the most rotten governments that this country has ever seen. So thank you all very much for your support. And I've just come back from Liverpool today, having spent a couple of days in the constituency, and it always reminds me about what goes on, how what goes on in Westminster utterly fails to reflect the reality of the lives of the people I represent. 40% of the children growing up in my constituency are growing up in poverty. The real things that affect their lives are poverty, are the gross inequality that they are suffering from, are food banks and the need to rely on charity to support themselves. These are the things that I deal with every week, going back to the constituency, sitting with people who've sometimes attempted to commit suicide because of the struggle that they're going through. And then we're back in Westminster on a Monday or a Tuesday, and we're facing the same disconnection from the reality which I'm seeing back home in Liverpool. And when I look at this government now, 2 years on from the last general election, and it is clearer than ever that it is failing in its policies, its ideology is failing, the privatisations that have failed under this government, everything is falling apart. And what is left is this shambolic, almost Oxford Union, public school boy kind of decision to be made about who's going to be the next president of the Oxford Union. Well, no, it's about who's going to lead our country. And the very people who should be consulted on that are the ones that they are seeking to exclude. And I think it's about time that all of us used our voices to demand what we really need in this country, to demand what my constituents need, which is a change of government, a change to the way we run this country, and a change to the failed ideology that has brought so much misery to ordinary people's lives. Even the rhetoric is now changing. If you think back to David Cameron, you had the pretense of the compassionate conservatism. When you look back to Theresa May, she at least talked about the burning injustices. And now what we have is the favourite to be the next Prime Minister of this country, who the Tory party have chosen, in my view, for only two reasons. One, in the desperate attempt that he can negate the threat of Nigel Farage and the Brexit Party. And just think about what that means for a second. It means giving an acceptable face to the kind of anti-immigrant, racist language that we've seen on the rise in this country and on the rise across Europe and across the globe. How outrageous that that is a way to garner support in this country. And it also means that this next Prime Minister is going to be seeking support from the US President Donald Trump. This is not going to be the continuation of a Conservative government. This is something brand new for our country, and it should remind us all that we have a new fight on our hands to unite the left, to put our efforts in to the Labour Party to deliver a Labour government, because only a Labour government will deliver the type of social justice that we need across the country. And I just want to finish by talking about Jeremy for one moment, because back in 2015, Jeremy was the absolute outsider in the race to become the leader of the Labour Party. But what he did back then was he exposed some of the lack of ideas that had entered in the later years of New Labour, and he showed some of the failures. And then, as leader of the Labour Party, he exposed austerity. Don't forget, the Labour Party was an austerity-like party that was failing to challenge the real problems of our society. And so Jeremy has transformed the orthodoxy of this country. He has taken on austerity and he's won that battle, and he's been viciously attacked and mocked for doing so. And now we have a Labour Party with a clear offer, an offer to deliver equality, an offer internationally on human rights, and to bring about democratic public ownership, a redistribution of wealth and power like we haven't seen since 1945, and to shift power from banks, from finance, to the people. Yeah. Comrades, what's on offer from this Tory government is ripping us out of the heart and soul of Europe, not just talking about Brexit, but actually moving us towards a US state of affairs, one of the countries on the planet with the highest rates of inequality, with tens of millions of people without health care, no social security. That is what a Boris Johnson premiership offers this country, and we have to stand up to that. We have to unite and give this country the offer that it needs of a decent future, of equality, and so much more. Comrades, thank you so much for your support.